Greetings, how y'all doing out there? Yep, I'm back with another video this week. I'm kind of determined to keep up that weekly schedule. If I look like death warmed over, it's because I feel like death warmed over. I had some health issues this week. I ended up having to go to the emergency room. I was having severe pain in my hips. One hip, right hip, and in the lower back area it was level 8, 9 out of 10 pain. I ended up, it started on Friday night. Or no, excuse me, was it Friday? Let me think. Yeah, it was Friday. While I was at work, I was sitting at my desk and I started feeling some lower back pain, and I just kept adjusting myself and, didn't really think much about it. Yeah, I didn't think too much about it, but then after I got home, I started feeling a little bit more pain. Still wasn't overwhelmingly bad. I went to bed, and the next day when I woke up, oh my God, I was in screaming level pain in the right hip and in my lower back. Just relentless, extreme pain. So, I was supposed to work Saturday, but man, with that level of pain, no, I wasn't going to be able to go to work. And the weird thing about it is, it made me feel nauseous too, like I was going to vomit. Because, I don't know, I'm not too sure, but I'm going to guess that just from all the pain being in my abdominal area, lower back and the hip, it started affecting my stomach too. And every time the pain came on, I would feel nauseous, and it was really hard to eat anything. I was hungry, but it was hard to get it down. So, wow. And then I called off of work for Saturday, and the supervisor I got, she was kind of, I don't know, she probably didn't believe I was really sick, because people do that. They just take off for no reasons, I guess. So she was asking me, well, can you come in for part of the shift? And, I'm kind of proud of myself, because in the old days, I probably would have folded for peer pressure. But nope, the level of pain was so strong that I just said no. And plus, I didn't want to go into all of it. And, because I was in so much pain, it was hard for me to even talk, too. So, yeah, I didn't elaborate much. I just said no. And then that would be ridiculous anyway, because I have like a 40-minute drive to work each way. So that's kind of ridiculous to drive close to 2 hours to go and work for 4 hours. It's really not worth it, especially with the gas prices going up now. Geez. So I went to the urgent care on Sunday. I toughed it out all Saturday with the pain. I was just moaning and crying and screaming. But I didn't want to go. I figured I was just going to wait and see my doctor, my regular primary care doctor. I could call on Monday, but yeah, the pain was just too much. It was just too much. And while I toughed it out on Saturday, the next morning I thought, I cannot do this again. I cannot do this level of pain again. Another day. Another few days. So, yeah, I got information about an urgent care, and I went to the urgent care. Oh. They weren't really able to do much for me. The best they were going to be able to do was to prescribe Tylenol. And then they told me to alternate between the ibuprofen and the Tylenol. And then when I was about to leave, the doctor came running out and she says, your blood pressure was very high. You need to go to the ER. And my husband was with me, and he was like, no. She was very insistent. She said, this is exactly what I would, if you were my mother or my grandmother, I'd tell you the same thing. So we got out into the parking lot after that, and Larry says, let's just go home. And I'm like, no, I'm going to the ER room because she sounded really serious. She said this was stroke level, kind of high blood pressure. So, and frankly, I was astounded that he was just going to blow it off. Like, I don't understand him. I just don't understand him. When somebody tells you something is really serious, you probably ought to listen to them, Because people don't go out of their way to, you know. It's like she came running out of the back room to tell me. It's like, because my blood pressure was something like 211 over 80 something. So, yeah, that scared me. So I drove directly to the hospital. And they weren't so alarmed about me having a heart attack or stroke because apparently I didn't have the symptoms. It would be, if I was having the symptoms, I'm not too sure what the symptoms were, but I don't have them. I didn't have them, they said. But they did help me with the hip pain more effectively than the urgent care was able to. Yeah, they gave me a shot of something called Toradol, and they put a Lidocaine patch on me. They monitored my blood pressure. But yeah, apparently your blood pressure goes up real high when you're in pain. So that's what the high blood pressure was attributed to. And then they gave me this other one. This is called cyclobenzaprine. That's for muscle spasms. And they gave me pill form of that Toradol. They didn't give me any lidocaine patches, but I have menthol ones here at home, so. But yeah. It wasn't too bad at the hospital either. I didn't have to wait too long, so that was a good thing. But yeah, this is the whole medical stuff they sent me away with. These are my papers. How's that for a thick bunch of papers? A lot of trees were sacrificed for this. They took an x-ray too of my hip to make sure, nothing else happened. But yeah, then I came home and I took the medications, and I think I tried to take a nap, but I was still in extreme pain. No, actually, it did stop. Yeah, that's right. After they gave me the shot, it worked for, maybe about 4 hours. But then later, all the pain came back, and I was taking the medication hoping it would do something, but it didn't. Then I started to get worried that, oh my God, I'm going to be stuck in this pain forever? And I have to go to work on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so, I don't get to keep my job if I don't show up. So yeah, they'll want me to show up and do my job to my best of my ability. So yeah, I'm going to try to do that. But at least now, mercifully, I'm out of the pain. Apparently, the medication needed some time to start working. I did scan something like that in here. I can't find it now, but I remember seeing something like that. So, yeah, the pain is pretty much under control now. I mean, there's still a little tiny bit of mild, dull pain, just so I know there's pain, but it's at a level I can bear. Because, oh my God, I feel exhausted. Man, that level of pain. Wow, I am not up for that. And as I mentioned in the last video, I have to see a new osteo doctor. What is that? Orthopedic surgeon? Yeah, I think that's called an orthopedic surgeon. Because the one that I had seen, even though he's in my network, he won't see me unless I'm with a particular medical group, Oak Street Health. So, and then I went back to my regular primary care doctor because I didn't care for the Oak Street Health experience, and now I have to get a different osteosurgeon. So I don't know how long that'll take. Oh, actually, yeah, the doctor's office, I think they did fax it over. I should try calling and see if I can get an appointment. I'll do that after. Or actually, maybe I'll just do that now. Let me pause this video and make that phone call. Just 1 minute, please. Okay, mercifully, I've got an appointment for next Monday with the ortho doctor. Finally, I can get this underway. Oh, what a relief. This has just been an exhausting experience. And then there's the terror of, oh man, if I call off of work too many times, I'm not going to be able to keep having a job. And then when you consider I'm using the job to help me finance the surgery, because apparently they offer a short-term disability compensation that you can apply for. I think it pays something like 40% of your wages. I mean, yeah, it's still, it's not 100%, but hopefully I can keep myself going. If worst comes to worst, I could take out a loan to keep myself going. I think the recovery time is about a month, so I guess I can make it through. I mean, I have to, because I can't take being in pain like this anymore. It's gotten to be ridiculous, and that where it just came on so sudden at work. Wow. And then to wake up the next day and be like, I am in screaming, agonizing pain. Oh, that's just not something I can do. And the funny thing is while I'm in the pain, I'm yelling, I can't take this. I can't do this level of pain. And yet it occurs to me, well, you're doing it. You are taking that level of pain. Yes, you are. I just feel so relieved to even just have the doctor's appointment scheduled. It's like, yeah, I'll go see this other doctor, see how he is, and hopefully I'll get a good feeling about it, and we can proceed with this, and I can move on with my life. But I suppose it'll be an interesting thing if anybody out there is also facing hip replacement surgery. Well, I'll be going through it, and I can tell you what I went through, what it was like for me. I'll let you know. But wow, it is unbelievable that old people are expected to be working past retirement age. Because, yeah, health issues make it very difficult to, work around your job. Oh, well, that's life, I guess. But in any case, whew, I feel so relieved to have the pain relief now. Like I said, it didn't feel like that medication was working the first day, but apparently it needed some time to build up in me. And I am relatively pain-free at this moment, and very thankful. All right, so yeah, I don't really have a lot to say this week because, like I said, it was just completely filled with pain, so that's that. And I'll keep you posted on the progress I make with the, with the hip replacement surgery. I go see the doctor next Monday, and we'll see what comes of that. Hopefully I can get the surgery scheduled and get this thing rolling, because I just want to get through it as soon as possible. Just be done with it. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye now.